What the? Hey, I'm doing this video to tell you all some things that have happened to me recently. I would have made this video earlier, but I had chores to do. I'm going to go and tag some of my Facebook friends in this video real quick. I can't find the share button. And why can't it let me do it a different way? I don't want my Facebook stuff to be down there where I can not reach it. What the fuck? I can't go and get and tag my friends from Facebook. I want to tag them in. What the fuck? Lighting on. Why isn't it letting me make it like this? This is stupid. I want it like this. What? So, I can't do that at all. What the fuck? Huh? I want to get my friends on Facebook and get them to come to my YouTube channel. What's this? And it won't let me use my iPad in any orientation that I want to orientate to. Why isn't it not letting me use this orientation? That's a dumb thing. Well, I can't tag my Facebook friends because YouTube is being an asshole. I'll just get down to business then. I need to show you the YouTube video that I wanted to make, the short that I wanted to make for you all on Halloween with my phone. I can't find it on YouTube on my What the? I can't even find it on my freaking YouTube app on my phone. Well, that's stupid. Shorts. I wanted to show you all this video that I made where I was showing you the mushrooms I found up in the woods near the creek. These mushrooms are not fucking drugs. They're blue-wood mushrooms and they're bleeding milk cap. They're both edible, choice edible mushrooms that you can eat. I've learned about them from other YouTube channels. And fly agaric is not an illegal mushroom. It's not psilocybin. The only place in the United States of America where they're illegal, and that is Louisiana, and that's it. Fly agaric grows everywhere, even more than psilocybin. They grow around pine trees and sometimes oak and beech, and they're very common. They're the Santa Claus mushroom, and you can eat them. I've learned that you can eat them and use them for medicinal purposes from YouTube channels on Facebook, and they're not illegal. They're everywhere, and you can do whatever you want with them. You just have to learn how to prepare them right. But then again, a lot of people don't need to use fly agaric, of all things, as a medicine. Only the people that are desperate enough to use a fucking mushroom like that for medicine food would do that. Like if you're poor, like me, have a second to third class citizen status, like me, because I'm a target individual, then you're forced to use mushrooms as food and medicine. Especially if they're legal and they're ubiquitous, they grow everywhere. Like these effing mushrooms, they grow everywhere to the point it would drive police officers insane, and that they would kill themselves with a gun just trying to enforce these mushrooms if they were illegal, because they grow so much and everywhere that police officers would struggle with the very laws of nature and reality. Which is why a lot of people don't give a fuck about following laws, because they know some laws are stupid. Because how do you enforce the law about something that grows literally everywhere? It's stupid. It's like saying that if you have poison ivy in your yard, that is a crime because you're putting people at risk of getting a lot of painful effects from being around or touching that poisonous vine. Poison ivy grows everywhere that you can't have a fucking law about it. That's horrible. That's a tyrannical law that goes against logic and all. This was a short video that was under a minute long that was removed and flagged by Facebook because they thought I was showing drugs because I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to talk because there wasn't a lot of things to talk about. And the beauty of my mushrooms said it all. You don't need somebody talking in a video for it to be a good video. There's ambience, nature videos, and music videos that you sleep to and other stuff. You don't need a person talking about every fucking little thing that's in the video. I have to do my bathroom tomorrow. I have to paint it and I have to get mold off my bathroom wall. I don't know why there's mold and I don't know why there's flies and gnats everywhere in my house. And you know what? There is another YouTube channel that I follow. I want to go and see what it is. There's another YouTube channel that shows mushrooms. And this guy that owns this channel and other channels, he realized that YouTube's algorithm was decreasing the amount of views that he should be getting on his YouTube channel, and that pharmaceutical companies have literally bought YouTube, the staff that runs YouTube and the AI system, to censor and limit content showing natural living and natural remedies such as mushrooms and plants that can be used as food and medicine that can promote a healthy life. I'm trying to find what his name is. That's not his name. He's got other YouTube channels. Maybe I can find his name on his other YouTube channels that he has. I don't know why, but my head hurts. Fuck. Trying to find the rest of his channels. That's not it. They just told me through V2K and Suffectal Empathy that I'm a prick.
Look at the mushrooms here in this tree. They are incredible.
I don't see his name. Nope. Where is his video that I seen months ago? The great No, the mushroom boom. Mushroom boom.
How to check if someone's spying on you? Actually, it's pretty simple. If you notice any signs,
This is not my usual.
They did the same thing to me that they did to this guy.
In mushroom videos in the past, this mushroom is an amanita. The corn grows all around us. But I think we are on a downward trend. You see, this is what things looked like a few years ago. There was a huge upward trend. You might have seen videos I did on Amanita muscaria, mushroom retreats, reishi, cordyceps, lion's mane, tips on growing shiitake, or maybe how the brain works, how modern science is starting to look at the compounds in mushrooms and see how they affect our bodies. All of this felt like the dawn of a new age on YouTube, and I was very excited about it. But lately, that is not the case. Is this just the end of people's interest in, or did something else happen which is tanking people's interest?
Unfortunately, our YouTube account was taken down.
The YouTube channel has been banned.
And we don't even do anything illegal. I guess mushrooms and mushroom education are dangerous.
In other words, why or who is causing this downward trend in the mushroom revolution? I think I've figured out what it is. I'm going to walk you through it. I have all of the data and all of the graphs, so let's dive right into it. But let me just quickly back you up. I was a science educator, and then I worked for Pearson Publishing, and I created 400 videos for them. And every time I said, let's make a video about mushrooms, the higher ups said, well, we can't do that. We could make it about the kingdom fungi, but we definitely don't want to encourage people to pick mushrooms, eat mushrooms, or really know anything about mushrooms, because if something happened, we'll be held liable. This is the terrible society that we live in, where apparently people think that if you make something that talks about a deadly thing and then someone eats the deadly thing, that you're responsible, instead of, wow, didn't you do a good thing because you told people that something was deadly? Leo right now is holding the jack-o'-lantern. It's poisonous, but he's not going to eat it. If he doesn't eat it, it's not a big problem. There's a lot of deadly things in the forest. And my feel from a teacher is that if you talk about those things, it actually gets people who might not be interested in nature kind of interested, because they're like, wow, there's some consequence that I got to think through. In fact, I wrote a book called Mother Nature is Not Trying to Kill You, but I easily could have called it Mother Nature is Trying to Kill You. Really, I talk about all the animals and plants that can kill you, but the emphasis was on they're not trying. Usually there's ulterior motives, although some animals, like crocodiles, are trying to kill you. That said, I want to show you a couple of graphs that I found interesting. See, I've always thought people started to like mushrooms, even though everyone was telling me no one's going to love mushrooms when I had that channel. Here, you can see a graph of people's interest in the search term mushroom over time. This is from Google Trends, and if I look here, you can see in 2004, when they started recording it, there was a slow upward trend, and it just kept continuing, kind of plateaued around 2023, but it's just stayed very high. But at the same time, not every graph related to mushroom looks the same. So here, if you type in magic mushroom, you can see that the trend for magic mushroom was actually decreasing from 2004. Here we go, all the way down to 2016, 2017, 2018, which is about right in here. And I think then it started to tick up, and it will progress as the graph. But right around 2018 is when Michael Pollan put out his book, How to Change Your Mind, which talked about all of the interesting research from Johns Hopkins University and what the science is starting to tell us about the therapeutic benefits. And then it started to continue up, and here was a spike where Denver became the first city in the country to decriminalize magic mushrooms. This was a big deal. Obviously, there were a lot of news stories about it, and that's hence the spike. But then, look, it continued to increase, and it kept going, I made a lot of videos in this region about different types of mushroom, because I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this on Stone Age Man, and I'm going to see what will happen. I first made a video on Amanita muscaria, a couple of videos on that, millions of views. I made a video about hoof fungus, science of psilocybin, all of that was fascinating. Every video that I made would get between 250,000 and 1 million views within the first month or so. And so I started making lots of mushroom content for everyone. But here is what's kind of crazy. So right around here at 2023, things were getting very popular, and I'm just going to give you the giveaway. This is the peak of the mushroom boom. I finally found a way to make all of this sustainable for me. At that time, on YouTube, it had finally increased to about $6,000 a month, which for me and our small family, we could live off of that, and that was fantastic. I was very excited about that. And so I decided I was going to find the best story that I could at the time, which, and spend a lot of time doing it. I found that there was this interesting thing that was happening with war veterans, and they were veterans who had PTSD from trauma in Iraq and Afghanistan, and they were actually using psychedelics for therapy. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I spent 2 months on that video. I went out in the field with them. I looked at what was happening, and it was mind-blowing, and I thought, wow, I really want to share this, and I actually think a lot of people will find this interesting. And everyone who saw it did find it interesting, but here's the video, and you can see that the view count is extremely low. 12,000 views, and I don't exactly understand why that video only had that much, because the click-through rate was still very high, and the watch time was very high, like normal. But clearly something had changed in the algorithm because it wasn't being pushed to anyone. I understand that if you are YouTube, you have to censor some things, and you have to be very careful about what you censor. So, but I thought maybe there was a problem here, and so I actually contacted YouTube, and I went up several levels, and they said, no, there was nothing that flagged it. In fact, we don't do shadow banning. None of that is true, because I was like, I think I'm getting shadow banned. So I made a video about how I was getting shadow banned, which, needless to say, roll that clock forward a year, and then even till now, which is 2 years on, my income is 1/10 of what it was then. Essentially, everything I had been doing in the past, I had continued to do, and yet now I can barely make a living being a filmmaker that talks about really anything in the plant or fungi kingdom that is related to human health. And I don't talk about or recommend anyone use any of these compounds. I often talk about things that are deadly, but just so that people know about them. And it's really perplexing to me. I want you to see that, look, mushroom interest is still increasing, and interest in mushroom coffee is increasing.
The government is banning this $39 air purifier next month, and this is your last shot to get the original NASA-powered version.
Increasing. But if you put in the search word psilocybin mushroom, sharp decline. We're at less than 50% of the interest from before. Magic mushrooms as a search term is decreasing, and medicinal mushrooms as a search term is decreasing. So really it's the things that are being used as therapy are decreasing. They're also the things that don't cost really anything. So I think you can see where I'm going here. Something is happening, and I'm getting suspicious, because I don't think people's interest is really decreasing, although this is search terminology, and I'm aware of that. But I'm going to get to why I think that is the case. Now, you need to take all this into consideration with this. This is my demographic information from the last video, but it's almost exactly the same for the last 5 videos. And this is blowing my mind. I, again, make videos so that kids can watch it, and kids are interested in it. And my kids like it, but for some reason, 0% of viewers are coming from the 13 to 17 and 18 to 24 demographics. I understand that because I'm in the 45 to 54 demographic, it makes sense that people in that range are kind of the highest demographic. But 0%. I mean, the decimal places go out here, so it's not 0.1%, 0. What that tells me is that YouTube is throttling down and completely restricting the content for anyone under 25. Now, I do talk about some things that are not age appropriate. I mark them, I make sure that I say they're only for 18 plus. very few videos. I think there's only been 2. One was on the opium poppy that I did recently, and I did not talk about anything that was dangerous in that. In fact, I did not even encourage people to try anything related to that plant. I just talked about the history and the fascinating botany. I got a content warning, a flag, from YouTube for that video, simply for putting out information about it, which is very common knowledge in any sphere. I don't understand what is happening. So clearly there is being censorship from YouTube. There is an algorithm change. And so I thought, where is this coming from? One thought would be that it is the government. Now, obviously, there is one type of mushroom, which is a Schedule 1 drug. That would be psilocybin mushrooms. And so you have to be very careful how you talk about that. And you definitely don't want to encourage anybody to use it. It's dangerous. So maybe it's the government putting a crackdown on YouTube. This is very a real option. So I called my friend at the FDA, who didn't want to be named. He's quite high up there. And I said, where's this pressure coming from, to your knowledge? I mean, you know a lot about how all this works. And he said, look, it's not coming from the government. Unless there's some other agency that he doesn't know about, he said, it's not coming from there. He said, I am pretty sure that it's coming from Big Pharma. He said, you have to understand this. Big Pharma can advertise directly to consumers in the United States. Also in New Zealand, it's the only 2 countries in the world, at least as far as I know about, where pharmaceuticals can be, like, advertised right to us, not to the doctors. And that means that there's a huge financial interest in Big Pharma in the United States. Now, here's where I need to kind of walk you through my theory as how this works. Because if you just look at the graph, then you might say, oh, well, it's just that people are less interested in magic mushrooms. But if pharma is putting pressure on YouTube to squash educators like myself so that we can't have a career anymore, or I didn't get my channel taken. Here's Flora Fungi podcast. Listen to what she had to say.
It's really heartbreaking. It's hard. I think a lot of people would agree with me. It's not convincing to keep going and to keep fighting for getting account back, or even continuing to make this podcast.
Or take my friends at Fungi Academy here, which I met at the Telluride Fungi Festival. They got their entire channel taken, and they make incredibly well-made educational content, mostly about growing different types of mushrooms. I watched their stuff. It was very careful not to cross the line, and yet their entire channel got taken.
Mushrooms are being censored, you know, and we've unfortunately been getting hit by that, and it's an incentive to connect more on the physical, right? Go to these events, actually meet the people instead of all this online stuff.
So here's the point. Even if you're interested in mushrooms,
the truth about coffee, it's acidic, spikes your stress hormones, and it does nothing for your gut, your skin, or your brain. And I know because I felt it every single day. I could.
If it's not around you in daily life, and most people are online now where they see content, so if these platforms like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and any other social platform are now not even presenting these things to you in any shape or form, then you're not going to be reminded to, hey, search for some more information on that. So the search is going to go down. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, you compare that to trend for mushrooms. Yeah, people are still interested in mushrooms in general, but not in the things that may be competing with Big Pharma. And they're, look, I am not a conspiracy theorist. In fact, I'm not anti-modern medicine in any way, other than I think the U.S. system needs a lot of work. I love doctors. Doctors are doing the best they can within the system. I'm not sure there's a concerted effort in any way, but there is a lot of interest from Big Pharma to try to push this down. I think it's incredibly sad, and I think if you're interested in mushrooms, you're going to want to learn more about it, and you want to know where to get info. I think my channel probably is going to have to change just a little bit, and that's okay. I'm still going to make a lot of the interesting content and talk about the interesting trips that I go on, which, by the way, if you don't know about the trips that I go on, which I do talk about in videos, it's probably because YouTube's not feeding you that information. I'm putting it on all the social platforms, which means you probably have to subscribe to my newsletter. So if you go down to this link below, please subscribe to the newsletter. I'm asking you because I know you're not under 25. YouTube wouldn't even give this video to you if you were. And you can put in your information. This is why I don't feel bad asking, because I know we're all similar age here. I'm probably going to start talking to a little bit higher level audience, to those of you on the channel. I hope that is beneficial. I tried always to make things engaging for a younger audience, but things will just change a little bit, and hopefully they'll still be interesting enough that you can share with your nephews and nieces or the whole family, should you want. But we'll be moving forward in that way. And after you subscribe to that newsletter, by the way, if you did want to either go on a trip or support what we're doing in another way, you could go to Patreon. I do give special things to my Patreon community, but it's also a way to help support this education, because even if YouTube pulls the rug out from under us, we could keep going if we were doing it that way. I think maybe most importantly, what you could do if you wanted to was just continue to watch videos on the channel. I mean, maybe you want to go to these two next. These are banned videos that may actually hurt me getting this out there to you on YouTube, but they're one of my favorites, and I think
and that is what happened to my short that I made. Somebody in YouTube staff, probably the person that called himself or herself Master Handler months ago, told me that I look like I am a poor person, and that poor doesn't look fancy and stuff, and that this person told somebody at YouTube and framed my YouTube short to being questionable or something. And I'm just sick and tired of the hate from Big Pharma and the government for mushrooms that are edible medicinal. This is cola, vegan cola made from mushrooms, lemon lime, reishi chaga turkey tail, mushroom concoction that I got from Kroger's because it wasn't expensive and it was on sale and digital coupons and everything. And it even gives you education about this stuff. And I even made my own shit from mushrooms, especially coffee and tea, but I want to try and make this stuff at home. This cola with mushrooms. Then I made some paint with mushrooms. This paint is made out of shaggy ink cap mushrooms that I'm going to be painting with. I was talking to one of my friends called Chad Cook last night about this stuff, and he told me it seems like somebody was framing you and your YouTube video that was too short, because it was a short, to be considered questionable. And I agree with him. Those mushrooms that I showed were all legal, and they grow like dandelions, weeds. Now I'm going to be showing you all what I am going to be doing I'm gonna be painting my bathroom tomorrow. Because my bathroom has mold on this piece of the wall. That's what that black shit is. I need to take care of that. And I need to take care of these walls because they need an extra layer of paint. This is the paint the walls of the house came with when we first got it 2 years ago. And I need to paint my bedroom too. But I haven't been able to do that today because I've been cleaning a lot. And my head has been hurting as well. And then I'm going to be using these pieces of wood that I got from Lowe's to fix my bed frame right there. Because I keep waking up with neck pain. It probably is my bed that's causing me to have neck pain. And I need to try to fix it and make it more stable. I've been cleaning up today and trying to get rid of some gnats and flies because the gnats and flies are causing a lot of mold to grow everywhere and shit, and that they are destroying food items. I got a Venus spytrap. Hopefully my Venus spytraps and my pitcher plants that I bought from Lowe's will take care of the fucking flies and gnats. I should water it a little bit because I don't think it's able to make that sweet scent stuff that it attracts and kills the flies and gnats with. Then my mom got this to get rid of the flies and gnats. They're called bug traps. Then I made this to get rid of them. This big giant homemade fly and gnat trap. I think I need to get bug catcher lights and put them in my house. Maybe that's the way I can kill the gnats. I think the reason why there is flies and gnats around the house is because the dogs urinate and shit a lot, and that attracts gnats and flies because gnats and flies eat feces from animals. And that's what's been causing me to waste time throughout my day, is because I've been trying to clean up food messes on the floor. I've been trying to clean up around places in the kitchen where there would be food at. Taking care of the dog's urine and feces because that's considered food to pests. And that's what I've been doing today. And I've been spraying all kinds of bug spray in the trash cans and around food areas as well. Because I'm just sick and tired of my food going to waste. Because bugs got in them and spread shit all over them. Right now, I think I should spray some more shit in and around the areas, especially on the dog pad, where the bugs like to go and eat the piss and shit. And spray around the freezer, so there's food in and around the freezer. Then I'm going to spray around the refrigerator, because food and shit get in the refrigerator too. I mean, around the refrigerator, rather than get inside of it. I need to take care of this today, do some with it, because it's probably attracting gnats. The very disgusting thing that I seen today was that there was urine underneath the fucking little fan in here today, and I had to clean it up. There's just so much fucking shit around here that I have to clean up. I have to clean up mold in the bathroom, paint the bathroom. I have to take care of the gnats and flies. And I have to sanitize shit and organize stuff. Right now, I'm lighting a candle and hoping the candle will get some flies and gnats away, and that they will wind up burning themselves up in the candle. And I'm also lighting the candle because it stinks in here because of the dog urine and feces. It's just very disgusting, morbidly disgusting place the house is. And I'm sick and tired of smelling dog shit everywhere. Then I'm going to go and spray in and around the cat litter box to get the flies and gnats away from the cat litter box. And shit. Then I'm going to go in my mom's room and spray around those pads, puppy pads, where they piss and shit in. And there was flies and gnats in my mom's room, and it was horrible. And maybe I should burn some Edison burners to get rid of that fucking this disgusting smell in the house. Here you go. I need to do Edison burners in the house because it smells disgusting. Now it smells like bug spray and dog urine and feces because my mom doesn't clean her room. It has dog urine and feces in it. And I don't want to clean her room because she's a grown adult and I have other things like talking to target individuals about our experiences and stuff. You see, my mom does not clean her room up that well. She has puppy pads and shit that have these flies all around it, getting into the feces, the dogs. Then, these puppy pads with the urine on them, they're having these fucking flies and gnats everywhere too. I'm wondering what kind of Edison burner I'm going to do on this one. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to eat today. I think I'm going to eat Italian food. with mushrooms and stuff. I feel so much better when I stand up. I'm going to cut this pumpkin open in this video because I need to take care of it. I'm going to make a jack-o'-lantern out of it, and then I'm going to put the seeds in the air fryer and fry the seeds up. I need to figure out what knife I'm going to use to do this job. No, I'm going to cut out the part where the sticker is at. That's what I'm going to do. I want to save some of the seeds to grow more white pumpkins next year. I want to make this one a dumb face, not a Halloween face. Because it's not Halloween anymore. Just a cheery, thankful face for Thanksgiving, I guess. And I'm going to put it outside after I'm done taking care of it. I don't know why the bugs are around this pumpkin. This pumpkin doesn't smell, both on the inside and the outside, like it's rotten. I'm going to give it a retarded looking look to it. A happy look to it. Give it buck teeth like this. It's going to look like a hick. That's what this one's going to look like. A bona fide hick. Now I kind of like this. I'm going to do this for Halloween next year. I'm going to do the retarded hip look on the jack-o'-lantern. I think I kind of like this look to it. See the face I put on it? Doesn't that look cute and adorable, the face? There's like a hick. Looks kind of funny and cherry. This is where it's from. And then I'm going to cut the back of it open in order for me to extract the seeds from it. Yeah, the inside of this looks good. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It don't smell bad either. It's definitely not rotten inside. I don't know why the bugs are all around it. Acting like loony ticks. Now I'm going to put the seeds in here, and then I'm going to dehydrate them a little bit. I need to get a spoon and something else to get the seeds out of it. I'm taking the seeds out of it right now. Pumpkin seeds are very good for you. Pete, a little boy that I went to the school with who had peanut allergies, he would have us have pumpkin seeds and give us pumpkin seeds to eat because he wanted to share some things with us, and they were good. That was one of the things that I cherish about my childhood, is that that boy showed me that there was more than peanuts to eat. You know, I'm not allergic to peanuts or anything like that. I just like it that I was able to experience more variety of things to snack on. Then I'm going to save some of these seeds to grow some white pumpkins next year. And then I'm going to use some of them as food. I think that might be enough seeds to use as food. And I can use the rest to grow more next year. Okay, that's enough seeds to put in there. I'm going to be baking these things. Put them in the air fryer. Then I'm going to get the rest of the seeds out, and I'm going to put them in another air fryer liner. And I'm going to be dehydrating them a little bit, and then I'm going to set them somewhere for them to dry the rest and use them to grow more next year. Then I'm going to use this as a decoration for outside. Try to get all the seeds from on top of it. They keep on saying shit about me in my head right now. They say that they don't like it that I like United States military soldiers, that have a fetish for men in uniform. They said, you like that I'm so hot and patriotic as a military soldier, but I'm going to go and get shot. And I know that they're not United States military soldiers, and that they're trying to egg me on because they are my perps, mind hackers, and I'm their target individual, and their number one mission is to drive the target individual insane in order for them to do something like commit suicide. Or just become a bad person. And allow the government to get away with its crimes, be what you would call an enabler of bad things that the government does. Because the perps doing this to us target individuals are the effing government. They are the effing government doing this shit. That's what they are. They're the effing fucking government doing this shit to us. And I keep repeating myself. No, I don't like to repeat myself, because people don't understand that their government is a fucking villain in real life. It's not like what you have in the Marvel and DC universe, where the government's all good and cotton dandy, and even in the Marvel and cinematic universes and the DC universe, the government ain't always good. Amanda Waller is a corrupt government agent in that series. And then you got Hydra in Cobra and G.I. Joe in Marvel, which are corrupt organizations that are built on tyranny. And coincidentally, Hydra and Cobra are both named after mythological and or real life serpentine beings. Hydra is named after a mythological serpent dragon, and the other is named after a real serpent that is one of the most venomous snakes on earth, the cobra. And I think that there is something to that, and that they're trying to talk about the reptilian extraterrestrials that David Icke talks about. You see? My jack-o'-lantern. I wish I would have had the time to show the jack-o'-lanterns that I did have to you all, but I didn't. I only had the time to have one of them outside for Halloween, and I only got 2 trick-or-treaters because I didn't have enough time to get prepared and eat dinner and do trick-or-treat. Which that sucked. Then one of the pumpkins that I had was completely rotten when it was purchased. On the first day I purchased it, it rotten up 3 days afterwards, and pumpkin's gonna last almost a month after being purchased. That was just horrible. They told me, Savannah, are you into obesity? They just call me a fat person. My mind hackers just call me a fat person. That's what I call the perps that use synthetic sympathy and V2K on me. I call them my mind hackers because they hack the mind just like you would hack a computer system. That's what they fucking do to me. They treat me like a computer system. They don't treat me like a person. And when they do treat me like a person, they treat me like an enemy. Because I am their enemy. They're my enemy. They put negative thoughts in my head and shit. That's what an enemy does. They psych you out. They want you to feel like shit all the time. They don't want me to have fun. They think I'm obese whenever I have lost over 10 pounds this year. And I am 182 pounds right now, and that's not obese. And I walk up the mountain behind my house, and this mountain behind my house, right there, is 1,020 feet above sea level. And they also tell me I just go and play out there. Well, human beings have the right to enjoy being on the planet that made them. The fucking assholes. Have jobs. And it's always about slavery today. Today we're being forced to be fucking slaves. We can't just enjoy shit. Just to enjoy shit. Many people can't even spend money on Halloween costumes and candy. And the Halloween candy is too disgusting to freaking eat. I just wish Halloween along with Thanksgiving and Christmas would be cost effective and healthy. Healthier things to eat on holidays, cheaper prices, and people not being an asshole about holidays. That's all I want for these times of year. And then I'm going to go get some of my candles in Madison burner and show you my jack-o'-lantern with the stuff in it. Okay. Now I'm going to put my instant burner around the sink where it won't cause a fire. Then I'm going to show you what my jack-o'-lantern looks like that I just made. I'm going to turn the lights off and show you my jack-o'-lantern. There's a jack-o'-lantern I just made right now. Then these are the seeds I'm going to use to grow more pumpkins next year. And yes, some burners. And I should try to cook right now because I eat dinner at 5 o'clock. And that's that. I'm going to blow my jack-o'-lantern out and I'm going to relight it tonight. I need to wipe down something over here. Trying to clean as much stuff as possible to get as much gnats as possible away from shit. So much freaking hair everywhere. Stupid. Mom needs to quit doing this shit. Ew. That's a whole other job right there. I want to show you things that I have to do. I was cleaning this table off, which is not just a table, it's a cat area. It's a cat house. I have to clean the dirt off of the phone and stuff. And look at the bugs that I have to clean this area with off of. There's my jack-o'-lantern. Then I'll also have to clean this right here because it has bugs hair and dust on it. Look at the dust on the blinds. That's kind of disgusting. I'm going to be putting this jack-o'-lantern out there near the sauna jacuzzi thing. That's where I have my garden at, but I can't have the garden right there anymore because of that right there. Then there's my plants right there. I need to do some more organization right here too. I'm going to be putting these rocks over here for them to protect me from my control technology over there. And this video is a little bit too long. I am going to end this video right now. And I'm going to post it to Facebook. Then we'll start a new one. And have this one be uploaded while I am doing the new one. Bye. Talk to you later and have a good evening and dinner or night, depending on your time zone.